Okay. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Tuesday Night Toss Up on a Wednesday. Thank you guys for waiting one extra day before we kind of toss up some ideas here and have a good time creating a couple cards. My name is Sue Phillip. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Victoria, BC. And I'm coming to you from, the west coast of Canada. I'm excited to create with you tonight. And our focus tonight is actually going to be all about the dies. I mean, we're going to stamp one image and we're going to cut it out, but the main focus is going to be about some fabulous just rectangle dies that I've got. So I'm excited to share this with you. Hello everyone and good evening. We got Pat, Gail, Barbara, Sonia, and Lynn. Hello, and I'm glad you guys are here. If you are joining me for the first time, give us a little shout out and let us know. Let us know where you're watching from. And good to see all of you regular ladies here in this community coming and joining me tonight. I am going to be using the Textured Notes stamp set and dies, so the bundle. It is the feature bundle that I am doing for the month of April. And we do have my kits. The kits, if you signed up for the month of April, your kits are en route to you across Canada. I also have several ladies that are from, I do believe most of them are from the States. Quite a few of you have signed up for the PDF tutorial and the 2-hour video, instructional video. So they come together, so you get to prep everything, have all your instructions, and then you get to watch the video and create along with me. So I did get a message the other day wondering, because you did sign up for that probably a couple weeks ago, and wondering when you get to receive that PDF and video. So I always send out the PDF and the video tutorials the day of the actual in-person class, which is going to be Monday, the second Monday, I do believe it is, in April. So that's when you can expect to receive those in your email. Okay, let's see here. Perfect. We got a couple more people hopping on. I must be popping up in everybody's feed. I'm glad you guys are here. So I'm going to hop to this card today, our 2 cards we're actually going to be making. We're going to feature that fabulous mini corrugated 3D embossing folder. I am like obsessed with it. It is awesome. And then a beautiful set of dies that are all rectangles with some beautiful edging on them. So those are going to be the focus. And let's head on down. There we go. Perfect. I just want to make sure I don't have any. There, lighten it up a little bit. Amazing. So usually, like I said, we are tossing it up on a Tuesday. But yesterday I had a great time with some team members. We did kind of a last minute get together online. As if you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, then you know that you can see the actual new catalog that comes out in May. You get a chance to view that. So we had a little viewing, and oh my goodness, I have got to say that I love everything that's coming out in May. There's going to be online exclusives that are amazing. The new annual catalog has all sorts of beautiful things, adorable things, everything from card making to memory keeping and everything in between. It is just fantastic, and I can't wait to start sharing some of those things with you. I get to place a little order coming up very soon, and so you're going to start to see a lot of those new things, little sneak peeks throughout April. So I'm excited about that. Okay. Another thing that I will let you know is coming back from popular demand is I will be doing my paper share with this new catalog as well. So paper share and ribbons. We can do the ribbon share as well. We did a combo last time, the paper share and the ribbons. You guys loved it. I chucked in some of those card bases as a little extra freebie. So I'll probably do the same this round as well. And it will also include any new papers that are coming out online in May as well. So I will have all that detail once I get it up and going, and you can start registering for that probably starting in April, okay? But it is coming. I know you guys loved having a little sprinkle of absolutely everything for the papers. Okay, so as you can see, today we have got all sorts of different rectangular shapes here and some pieces of the gorgeous Designer Series papers that are in the Botanical Textures suite. So we have got some leftovers, basically. You know how I like to use up my scraps. As I was prepping all of the cards for the card kits, any scrap pieces of cardstock, which we used all these colors in the actual cards for the class, any scraps I just started cutting out the die cuts from. These are them here. And as you can see, they have like a variety, they all nest together, which is always amazing, but they have got like a variety of different patterns on the edges, which is what makes these rectangles so beautiful. In fact, if you were to say, let's take that one out of the way and let's take all these ones out of the way, like if you wanted to, you could create some beautiful frames. So imagine if you were to cut that out and you would be left with a piece of paper like this. So because they do all nest beautifully together, you can create all sorts of framed work and beautiful layers using, of course, all of the different textures. So these dies are all about the textures. Note the name, textured notes. So you can make all sorts of textured notes with them and different layers on your cards. Okay. Yeah, we've got the corrugated paper, and this is the stamp set here. I love these little greetings and how delicate the font is. So for today, I'm just going to play around with these different shapes and we're going to see what happens. I'm going to toss it up. I'm tossing up. Normally I use some inspiration from a card that I've seen, but tonight we're just going for it. We are going to just toss it up with some of the scraps that we've got, and we're going to see what what happens, because that's fun too sometimes. Okay, so I've got a set of the black and the white versions with a pop of red, and then we've got our neutrals, because there is the two different papers packages that are in the suite, the woven texture as well as the botanical textures. And I'm going to be stamping this fantastic leaf here, and I'm going to do it in two different colors because I'm going to just quickly fussy cut it out, and that is going to be an element that I'm going to put on the front of the card after I put all these beautiful rectangles across our corrugated texture. Okay, so let's do it. Let's just jump in. Now I know that I put that stamp on a block. There it is. All right, so welcome everyone. If you're just popping in, you have not missed anything yet. We are just about to start making some fabulous cards. 2 cards I'm going to be making, and I'm going to stamp 2 different leaves here. Now I'm going to just really go out of the comfort zone. I'm going to go a bright green leaf on top of all of this texture. And then I think for this one here, I think I'm going to go the basic gray. That's what I think. We'll see what happens. Okay. I hope your day is going well. We had a busy day at work. We always have a busy day at work. Today was a work day for me in the dental office that I work in. Often it's a work day for me in the craft room, which is always amazing. Look at that beautiful leaf. But yeah, work was good today. It was a good day at work at the office. And then I'm trying to see how many people we've got here that are local to Victoria. We got a few local ladies on here on the way home because I work till just after 4. And then after that, I grab Jim on the way home. He goes 2 days a week that he goes to an amazing lady who we met. We're lucky because my sister had 2 Goldens. We have a Golden Retriever. If you have not met Jim, Jim is not the name of, well, he is a family member. He's our 4-legged family member. But often when I say Jim, and if you're just tuning in for the first time, you think it's a person, but it's actually our dog, Jim. Yep, I like that. So I picked him up. He goes and hangs out twice a week with a whole bunch of his 4-legged friends. Often a few Goldens there, so he has a good time. And yeah, on the way home, I decided, it was just me and Molly for dinner tonight, that I would hit the Red Barn. So if you are local to Victoria, then you know that the Red Barn sandwiches are like the best. They're amazing. We got wraps, so that was dinner tonight. So it was easy. They always put amazing, you get anything you want in them, and they make them right there. They're so good. Okay, I'm just gonna cut this out. Let's see here. I thought Jim was your husband at first. Yes, I know lots of people who have tuned in for the first time, because the way we talk about Jim, they think, oh yeah, must be Sue's husband. Nope, that would be Lance. Now, I'm going to see how I do with my cutting here. I left my glasses in the car, so I'm going a little bit slower than I normally am. Pretty darn quick at my fancy cutting here. But I'm going to go just slightly slower because I've been staring at a screen all day too, so that tends to make my eyes a little tired, right? But yeah, so we had the Red Barn wraps. Oh my goodness, so good. Fills you up, that's for sure. And the best part is I didn't have to make a mess in the kitchen. Dinner was made for us. Okay, so this is going to be quite a beautiful element on the card. What is the green ink I'm using? This is Granny Apple Green. And I had another thing I love to come home to. For one thing, I love to come home and not have to make dinner, right? Sometimes I'm in the mood to do that, but when I've been at work, it's nice to not have to do that. But I also came home to a Stampin' Up! Box of goodies on my doorstep. I mean, that always makes me happy. And in there was a whole bunch of re-inkers. So I had run out of a bunch of re-inkers. And so I just finished re-inking both of these ink pads. And man, what a difference it makes if you have got a little refresh of ink on them, that's for sure. Okay. Oop. Here we go. Let's see here. Had a dog. Oh, I got that out of the way. Toby. And when just was in grade 3 as a female teacher named Toby. That's awesome. Okay. So do we have anyone that is watching for the first time? You've never come across this channel or this fun little creative community we have here? If so, welcome. I know often there's a few of you that catch the replays. So if you're able to catch us live, that's always fun. Okay, I'm gonna do my green one. And then I'm gonna start, I think I know how I'm gonna lay down all of these patterns. As I was cutting, first I have to get rid of all this extra. It's just in my way. Okay, there we go. As I was cutting all these extra pieces up, that's when I started to think about different patterns and ways that I could lay down these beautiful rectangles to create a fun little card front, almost like a lattice to put our piece of greenery on. And then, yes, you're new. Well, welcome, Kathy. And then I am going to, or I already did a little bit of heat embossing just before I got on so that I could heat emboss some greetings in white embossing powder on some darker colors. And man, I love the look of that for your greetings. Just as a change, instead of just stamping your greetings on white cardstock with colored inks, it's kind of nice to use colored cardstock and stick a nice bright crisp white embossing on it. So that is what I have done for my greetings for tonight, and I think they're really going to look fantastic with across these leaves when we get them on, once I get them cut out here. Okay, almost there. Let's see here. I'm going to try my Brother Scan and Cut on the leaf. Yes, you could definitely do that for sure. Now, the trick is, of course, with those is making sure there is no breaks in the lines. You probably know that if you've got one and you've used it. I'm having a look here and I don't see any breaks. So breaks means like if there's any line work in your stamp, which some kind of more doodly, is that really a word, doodly? I guess so. If you have kind of more sketched images where there's kind of more breaks in the brush stroke of the lines, then that's when you have to kind of use a pencil to fill in those lines so that the Scan and Cut doesn't cut your stuff into pieces, right? Okay, there's our leaves. Loving that. Okay, I'm going to put my garbage just behind me. All right, so let's see how we're going to lay these down. And I also have to decide which colors to use as bases. Like I'm leaning towards the basic beige for this one. And then just a nice crisp white on white, I think, for our black and white. I think will look really pretty. Okay, hello, Sherry and Joy. So good to see everybody here. Okay, so let's start with this one. I kind of had, this was a last minute kind of little die cut. To tell you the truth, I was running, I didn't want to cut into a larger piece of the crumb cake. And for the kits that I was cutting for class, I needed one of these size rectangles. So I cut it out, you know, just from the center. And then I looked at it and I'm like, that's a cool frame. I'm going to see if I can incorporate that into tonight's fun. We'll see how it goes. I think I have an idea for it. All right, so I think I'm going to start by laying these down here like this. And I have to decide which order I'm going to put these in. I love all of these realistic, kind of like pictures of fibers. I kind of like that, actually. I think I'm going to go with that. Now, the question is, if I pop this out Oh yeah, I think we got an idea right here. So I'm going to go ahead and again, you can see it's subtle, but you can see the element of the texture around the edges. See that little cutout? You notice it more in the lighter patterns than these darker ones. It's harder to see. But what I'm going to do is I am going to lay these down and I'm going to space them out a little bit. And this is going to be just a fun background that has all these different elements of natural fibers and textures. And then there, you can see the edge, see the edging? You can see that a little bit more. Now, I got red all over my fingers. That was from re-inking my ink pad. There we go. I'm gonna do one more. And we're gonna just go like that. Okay. I am loving that. I love the way that lines up. And I do love the texture. Most cards that I've been doing, what size are your pieces? These pieces here are, I die cut them all. So that's a good question. This is just a, well, I'll tell you. It is a 4x5 1/4. So a layer for your card. And then I actually used this die cut here. So if you wanted to, you could definitely just cut out the pieces. This measures 2 3/4 by 1 1/4. So 2 3/4 by 1 1/4. Okay, I'll keep that there just in case we want to measure anything else, unless you want some clarification on the sizes. So I think I'm going to overlay this over top of the edge. It's going to live on the edge there, and I'm going to add. I'm going to pop it up. This is after I cut this piece. I thought this is a happy mistake. It's like this piece is meant to be on this card. So we're going to try and make that happen. Just going to add, using my little edge pieces, and add just a little bit. May have to cut this one. Let's see if I have any more to use up. I do. I'm going to use up this one here. I'm going to pop this right up like a floating frame here. Let's see, that's definitely a skinnier edge. I do not want this to show, so I'm just going to trim it down. You could also use a great, does that show anywhere? Not really, a little bit on this side. A great thing to use for your pop-up here, instead of these dimensionals, if you're, just don't want this to show. I don't think it's going to be noticeable. But if you're doing something skinny like this, is our adhesive strips. So they are, you get them in packages and they're like long, skinny, but they're maybe only 1/8 of an inch, I think, is the width. So they're perfect for this sort of stuff. I use them all the time whenever I make a shaker card, is what they're most commonly used for, but it is great for using it on framework like this, because then you don't have to cut all your dimensionals, right? Okay, we're gonna go like that. Kinda cool, hey? Okay, now it's time. We're gonna pop our green, and we're going to pop it just like so. Again, I don't want to stick it right in the middle. I'm gonna do it from the side, and I'm gonna make it the same level as that. I'm just debating if I want some natural kind of twine or something in here too. Let's see. You know, I've always got little bits and pieces. Maybe I will do some sort of natural bow. I've got a greeting that I've already got ready to roll here. And I just have to decide where I'm going to put it. think I might, what I might do is I might have this popped up. We need a white card base here first so I can see how much of an edge I've got to work with. So I'm going to put it onto here. Okay, and then let's frame it in the white. That looks quite nice. Oh, this one I wasn't going to do white, was I? Let's see. Although I kind of like the white. I'm keeping it with the white. I have another white card base because this has got white and this has got white. We're going to keep it with the white. It's nice and crisp. Okay. Then I'm going to actually put this on the edge and I'm going to pop it up. And then we're going to work our leaf around it, I think. So let's just have a look here. Oh yeah, that's going to look good. Okay. We're going to go like this. I'm going to put this right on the edge. I like sometimes going outside of this layered square and bringing it to the edge of the card. It just kind of breaks it out a little bit, but keeps it within the card. I'm loving this so far. Can you tuck the stem at the base underneath the corner of the frame? That is a good idea too. Let's have a look. I think it's not going to quite. I think we're going to have to go over this way. There. I think that's going to work because I want to work it, jig it around that greeting. So I think that'll work there. Let's add some dimension. I just want to make sure it's not hitting the frame. In fact, I think I might be better to pop it like right here. Let's see. We're going to put it right there like that. Nope, that's too big. Okay. Gonna hug it close to there like that. Yep, I like that. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna just take that. Then we're gonna add a little dimension on the top of this one. And we're gonna frame it up like so. Let's see, I'm gonna go right about there, I think. Yep, I like that. I like that little bit of greenery on there. Isn't that pretty? And then to kind of fill this area down here, I'm going to put a bow. I'm going to use some of, this is actually, I could use an element of both natural. I could mix up my textures. That might be kind of cool. Assuming we've got a couple of the colors in here. Let's see. I'm going to use, this is the jute twine. It's going to be going out of circulation because these colors are going to be going out of circulation. This is the in colors that are going out. I love this twine because I unravel it. You see me do it all the time. I unravel it. I get this crazy kinky 3 threads out of there, fibers, and then they make the best little tiny bows. So I'm going to combine, I've got linen thread and some of that jute twine, and let's see what this is going to look like. We're bringing a couple different textures together in the bow to keep with our textured theme, and I like that. So we're going to use that, and I'm going to pop it right there. Perfect. Okay, let's get a glue dot, and we are almost done this one. Okay, I'm gonna trim these after. We'll see how short we want to go, but we're gonna go like that. Love it. And we'll just give these a little haircut just so they're not hanging off of the card like that. Okay, and then I'm going to grab our embellishments, which are our natural dots. I had them, there they are. And let's pull out a couple colors. Okay, so I do have, let's see here, we've got this one here, I think, which will be nice. It's going to be nice warm color. So why don't we go one dot there, one dot, actually, shall we do it actually on the frame? No, we'll do, yeah, let's do it. Okay, we're going to put on the frame there. We're going to do one, two. I like to do like 5 maybe. 1, 2. I'm going to put one over here. 3. And then we're going to go like 4, and we'll put one down here. 5. I wanted to put one on here so it really stands out. So there is our first card using, and really our focal point is just going to be, you know, all of these dies. They're great, hey? See, what is the size? What size did you cut the corrugated to fit nicely? Adding, you know what? That is 5 1/4 by 4. So it's just a regular size layer, and it just happens to be that these 4 of these fit like perfectly. Yeah. Realize he has a oh yes, okay, so there we go, there's that one. Now we're going to go to our black and white and red, okay, and then you'll have to tell me which one you like the best, because this one we're going to do, we'll see if this works out as well. Like that happened to fit perfectly on there. We're going to see what this looks like. Okay, so I've got a little bit of pattern paper, so I'm going to put this on here like that, and this is, it's so pretty. I mean, there's this side too, but I love this leafing, and I thought when we go to add this on top, it'll be perfect because it matches. Okay, so this is this one is the woven texture papers. This one here is just one out of 6 different black and white patterns, which I love. I love black and white with a pop of red. One of my favorite color combos. So I've got this is at, let's see, this one's a little bit shorter. This one is 5 by 3 3/4. Now I did end up, one tip with a corrugated 3D embossing folder like this is that when you go to run it through, the side that is going to get all the ripples like this, you have to make sure that you have it maybe 1/8 of an inch wider than what you want it to turn out, because as it goes through the texture, you can see how it's going to shorten it up because of the corrugation in there, that you get that ripple effect in there is going to shorten it up this way. Okay, if I had ran the texture this way, I would have added 1/8 of an inch in that direction. So this height is not going to change, but this is, because that's the way that the texture is running. Okay, so just keep that in mind, because there's nothing worse than, you know, like cutting a perfect layer and then what happens is you end up having it a little bit too short, because if after it runs through the texture, then it doesn't frame up perfectly. Okay, so now I have got all of these black and white. This is the skinny die right here, the skinny die from the Textured Notes, and I thought it would look cool doing like a lattice work for it. So we're going to kind of play around with the colors, and we don't have to be perfect, and we could do kind of like 2 of the black and then a gray and a white and another black, chuck a red in there maybe, or I might wait and do just the red for a greeting. I thought would be a nice little statement because there wouldn't be any other red on there, right? I thought that might look cool. Okay, so let's see. I think this is gonna, again, whew, it is like this is meant to be. Now which way is that meant to be? Up this way. Look at that. I think this is going to work out amazing. Like that. Now, is this the right way up? Again, glasses are in the car, so we're just going for it. You notice the texture a little bit more on the lighter colors than you do the dark, but the black has that same texture. Can you see it? It does have the same texture all the way around. You just don't notice it as much. Okay. So I am going to go, I think like that. I'm going to attempt to space them nicely, and I'm going to pop them up like they are lattice. And then we are going to use the red one after we lay this on top, and then we're going to do the red. Okay, and we'll maybe do like a little bow. Maybe I'll get some of the actual ribbon to do the bow with. So let's start. And I have to decide if I want, let's see here, black, gray. If I want to have the lattice all the way on the card, or I might just have an area that is popped up, because then we see a little bit more of this pattern, and then this kind of fits within that raised area a little bit better. Yeah, smaller lattice, I'm thinking, so that it doesn't cover up. You see more of this. I want a little bit of white space, I think, and let's see. Do I want to do like a pattern? I could. I'm indecisive tonight. Let's see. Okay, let's do a pattern. I'm giving into the pattern. Okay, black, white, like that. Okay, like the pattern showing. Me too. I do too. Okay, so I'm going to do that. And we are going to pop these up. So I am going to put some dimensionals on the back. So I'm just going to flip them. Just going to make it quicker. But I think this is going to look pretty amazing once it's all done. So it's always fun to see different ways in which you can use some of the pieces that are in these sets, right? Put the red in the back. Put the red in the back. Red in the back. Like red in behind. I thought about that actually, of popping a little bit of red in behind. I already have my greening on the red, so I'm gonna do kind of red up front, and there it is. And then we'll do maybe some black embellishments, I think. It's gonna look quite nice. Okay, all right, let's start at the top, shall we? Show more pattern. That's what I'm doing. We're gonna show a little bit more. So I'll bring it down. I'm gonna put it a little bit more towards the top, and I'm gonna move this a little bit more towards me, and just so that I can make sure I'm doing this straight, I'm standing up because, yep, that looks straight. Because the last thing you want to do is start them off in a crooked, right? Is it looking straight to you? It's looking straight to me. Okay. And then we're going to go like that. Yep, I like it. So it is fun to play with just all of these different shapes and do some different stuff with them. Like, would you think about making lattice out of these pieces that, you know, you would use for your greetings? Maybe you would. Oh, a red bow. I love the idea of that. Kathy, that would look pretty fantastic. Yeah, would you think about, you know, making lattice out of these? I don't know. I don't know why it came to me. Just these things sometimes happen. I'm leaving a little bit of a gap in between because I like to be able to see that ripple in between the spaces. Doesn't that look cool? And see, look at that texture up front. I do love that. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I might keep just 5. I kind of like that. Just 5 of them. Let's see here. Or do I want one more? Let's see. we're going to add a little red in there. Yeah, we'll do one more, maybe one more. Okay. Sometimes I like uneven, right? But let's do one more. And we'll put it right here. I do like the fact that we have got more white space going on down here than up there. That I do like. We got the little cross with the pattern there. And then we're going to put this right here. Now, the one that I've got that's already done is here. And it says, "You are seriously the best." So I'm going to probably pop that up about there, or maybe here, I think would be nice. And so I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this over and I'm going to pop this up too. We're going to raise this up above the lattice because I think that would look pretty cool. Okay, so let's add this like that. Oh, I'm so loving this. You know, you just never know when it's stuck in your head. You like the 5, the 5. Oh, I did the 6. That's okay because this is going to make uneven, right? This is going to make it an uneven amount. So this will make the 7. And I think I will put it across here, but I'm going to tuck it under like that so that our leaf is over top. And then we're going to put some sort of bow or something. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. If I didn't let that leaf tuck over top, like it was like that, I just don't want to cover up this fun leaf that's hanging out. So I'm going to put it right like that. And we're going to pop it up right there. Okay. Let's make sure that is even. That is looking good. Okay. Okay, there we go. Look at that so far. Again, all those little strips you'd normally use for your greeting. Now, imagine, I agree, 5 is good. 6, I did this, well, I did the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did 6, but I got one more, 7. So we did do an odd number, which is what I like to do. Okay, so now we need to do something for, let's get our white backdrop. And we need to have some fun with some sort of ribbon. Let's see here. Oh yeah, look at that. So we got a nice white framework, which is perfect. And because I did this a little bit longer, that's fitting on there perfectly. Where if I had left it exactly the size, then it would have ended up a little bit too short. Come on. Let's see. Let's get my glue going. There it is. There. And let's pop this on. That red looks good. Now, I'm going to see what I have got for ribbon here. I may end up using the white ribbon that is from the Sweet, and I might cut the fibers a little bit just to thin it out and make a little bit more texture. I'm gonna grab it. Okay, looking good. Where are you? There you are. Let's see what other options I've got. Yeah, I don't really have any like red ribbon right now, which is strange for me. But I do have, this is the white that comes with the Sweet. I'm just going to see how thick it looks because it's pretty airy. So I think we might be okay to use this as a cute little bow. If I trim it back a little, look at that. Yeah, I think this is going to work. And if we put it right like that, that is pretty adorable. Just like that. Okay, let me just trim it. And the nice thing with ribbon like this, because it is fine, it's light because it's and it's not slippery because it's not satin. It's got all the little holes in there, so it's not a super bulky ribbon, which is nice, and it makes those really great tight little bows. It's got the woven texture, which we got going on in our theme here. Okay, and we're going to put that right there. And then we're going to add our elements of some embellishments, which I'm thinking we need to go for the black. I think for sure. That fits on there well. Okay. I think little dots of black is going to look perfect to finish this off and kind of balance everything. So we're going to go with, let's see. Let's think. One. I want to put one on this white. I just have to do that. I know I want one there. And then we're going to put one here. 1, 2. And then let's do one maybe on the red over here. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go 4 and 5. There we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like the fact that the greeting is the only red on there, I think. I really do. And all the rest are different shades of gray and black. Wow. Oh, I love those. I was not expecting. Like I said, I just started die cutting out all sorts of any little strip of paper that I cut off from doing my cards in the blacks and the whites and the reds. I got out the die and just started running them through. So I have got lots of these little strips left, and I'm going to be making, I think, a few more of those cards because that looks so cool as a little backdrop. I love it. So the question is, do we like the, see if you look close, now can you see all of the patterns from the dies all the way around, all those pieces? And that happened to fit on there perfect. So we've got our more natural tone, and I do like the bright green. Okay, and then we have got our black, white, and red. Okay, and again, focusing on just one shape of dies, right? That's what we used, and we just repeated it with different colors and different patterns of paper to create a cool backdrop for a simple leaf. Okay, so it's interesting how you know, I just happened to look on my table with all of these scrap cutouts and, you know, have a look, see what you've got laying around. If you're like me and you over prep everything, then you've probably got some die cuts that are laying around. Another shape that's awesome to layer up is circles, if you have lots of die cut circles. But have a look at some of your bundles and, you know, look for little pieces that are like this. That you can create a pattern. You could also run some this way and then maybe 3 this way and then maybe 2 this way. I think would look cool too. Love them both, but shades of black and white and a pop of red is so simple. It is simple and stunning, right? Where are the dies from? So this is the actual bundle. It is called Textured Notes, and these are the amazing dies. So you can, like, I love the stamp set and the dies. I think they go really well together because it's got this pattern here as well that's kind of on the sides. But you can just get the dies too. Like, the dies are standalone and you can use them for so many cards, and also fun folds and stuff, layers on your fun folds. And they just add that little bit of element of prettiness to them, right? And it can be masculine or feminine because there's kind of both types of patterns in there, which is nice. But they are, yeah, they're a bundle. They're the one, if you are doing the card club for April, that is the featured bundle. So really can't pick one. They're both awesome. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you so, so much. I'm glad that you're going to go with the natural tones. Okay, so it is definitely a mixture. I think I am going to like this set. Received it yesterday. Oh, you're gonna love it. Yeah, it is. Is it a suite? Yes, it is a suite. There is, in the suite is the embellishments, this ribbon that we cut the spool off of the stuff here, and then you've got the stamps and the dies, and then you have 2 different packages of papers that are within the suite as well. One is these natural tones, which is the woven texture, and then there's a whole set of beautiful black and white kind of botanical looking pieces, and it is called Botanical Textures. So yeah, it's beautiful suite because you have your black and white and you've got your nice natural tones. And it looks like, what is the mat you are working on? This here, this is just, we have these packages of them, Stampin' Up! Grid paper. I love the corrugated embossing folder. Me too, love them both. Oh, awesome. That makes me so happy. I love it when, I'll just zoom in for a second. I love it when there's almost like an even split between one card and the other. That makes me happy. So they both feel a little love. That's nice. All right, everyone. Thank you guys so, so much for joining me for Tuesday Night Toss Up. Like I said, inspiration, it was just from the scraps on my craft table. So you just never know what you have left on your craft table when you're making other things, and how they can go together and how they can create patterns like this or like this. And yeah, have a look at your dies. And this texture is just awesome. So see what you've got. I'm sure you have got something in your stash that you can create something similar, I'm sure. And I hope you guys have a fantastic evening. I will see you next. So instead of Tuesday, we went Wednesday. Next time you see me live is going to be on Friday morning, where we're going to bring along a cup of coffee or tea or whatever you want. And again, we're going to create something fun. I'm going to make a couple cards with you, and we're going to just connect, and we're going to have a cuppa, connect and create. That's going to be Friday morning. Okay. And by then, I'm hoping, I'm so torn about what I'm going to do for May's card club. I've got a couple bundles in mind. So I'm going to play around with both of them. And I may announce what I'm going to be using for May. Yeah, on Friday. We will see. Okay. All right, everyone. Have a good evening. And thanks again. Bye for now.